This is a Slackmaster exclusive.
YouTube, what's happening? It's Magnus Prime. Today we'll bring you a video about Scourge and this Triton 6.8 V10. Yesterday I did a plug and coil pack change. Replaced all the coil packs with Delphi OEM coil packs. They're about 35-40 bucks a piece. You do that times 10, you add up how much I paid. And I did Motorcraft Platinum plugs. I actually had Iridium NGKs in this truck, and the truck really didn't like them. I've used that Iridium plug in some other vehicles they're supposed to be a longer lasting plug, but it's a cold plug, and a lot of engines really don't like that style plug without a certain type of tune to go with it, and you'll get a lot of misfires with that plug. So I put the Motorcraft Platinums back in here. As you can see, I've got a my catch can system. You see all these, got a catch can here, and I've got tubing running to the other side and this side with the PVC valve, and I got extra filters to go along with that, just to keep the oil, because these Triton engines, these modular motors, they atomize oil and it loves going into the intake. But at least this way I can catch it and dump it. I'm actually going to put another one on the driver's side to go along with this one, and have them in tandem. They keep all oil from going into that intake. But I mean, that's just how these motors are set up. That's how they're made. That's how they are. Keep PVC valves changed and keep oil at the intake. They'll run long, strong. You won't get any smoking, and you know, they'll last forever. I've had this truck 13 years. Okay, bad stuff about these motors. This is a 99 V10. It's the 2-valve style, non-PI heads. The threads and the spark plug wells are next to none. They're aluminum heads, soft, and they blow out. Plug number 2 on this side actually had a blowout when I bought this truck, and somebody already repaired it. They rethreaded it and put a time cert. And when I actually take the plug out, the cert comes out on the plug. I take the rethread cert off and put it on the other plug, and then put it back in the hole. Well, there's a lot more threads in that hole now since that blowout. Okay, a couple months ago, maybe even more than a couple months ago, maybe around the first of the year, something like that, we went to Logan's to eat. It was me, my wife, some of our friends, my niece, her fiance. We all riding, and plug number 10, which is on the driver's side rear, it blew out while we were driving. We got right to Logan's, and it boom, sound like an old farm truck. You can smell the gas. Shot the plug out, broke the hold down tab on the coil pack, and it was laying on top of the motor. So in order to get the truck back home, I unplugged the injector for that cylinder, and I put the plug back in the hole, and I put the coil pack back on top, and that way raw fuel and just be getting dumped in there and not getting burnt, and that limped it back home. Okay, the next day, there actually must have been some threads left, so I rethreaded it back into the spark plug hole, and it held. I was still getting some misfires because I probably wasn't in there that good, because it probably wasn't that many threads left. But yesterday, when I did this spark plug change and coil pack change, when I removed that plug, whatever threads that were left, they're gone now. So now I have ordered a OEM rethreading spark plug repair tool with inserts. It'll be here tomorrow. So this thing's gonna sit today and till tomorrow afternoon when I get off work, so I can repair that hole, put threads in it, and get the plug back in it and seal it back off like it's supposed to. But right now it's just in there right now. I can't drive it like that. Coil packs and plugs, when you're doing the change on these vehicles with this motor, Any of the modular motors, and either new style engines now, they've corrected that shallow spark plug thread count. But you need to torque these spark plugs down to at least, I do 25 foot-pounds. The book says 15 to 14. Guys on, Ford Truck Forum said they do 20. I said, screw it, I'm doing 25. Use anti-seize, use dielectric grease on the contact spring, the boots, even where it sits down onto the head. Put dielectric grease around that to make a seal after you set the boot down on the coil pack and bolt it down. Always use OEM Delphi AC Delco Motorcraft coil packs. Do not buy China Mart coil packs for these engines. They're not going to last that long. They're not going to fire right. You're going to get misfires, and it's going to run like crap. I know. I've done it to get by in the past, and they never held out. They always end up burning up because they just aren't made that well. Trying to think what else I got. I think that's pretty much it. But yeah, this thing's grounded for right now. Not going to be running it tomorrow. I'm going to get my niece to take me to work and probably get my brother to bring me back home. But I ordered that tool, and it should be here tomorrow afternoon when I get off, and I can get this thing repaired and get it back on the road. But yeah, just remember, don't cheap out when you're doing this maintenance on this thing. You have to get the real stuff. Run Motorcraft plugs, run Delphi AC Delco Motorcraft coil packs. You won't regret it. It'll save you a lot of headache, because believe it or not, where my finger's pointing right now, there is a plug and a coil pack back there, and you have to remove all this just to get there, and you still can't see. You have to feel in order to change that plug and coil pack. Every time I do this job, this is the third time I've done it, I have made new curse words because it is so annoying. You can't see. My hands are huge. It's aggravating. But that took an hour to get that one plug in. The rest of them, 20-30 minutes. But yeah, now on this side, driver's side, really not that bad on the driver's side. But you can probably see that's the one back there that's blown out. I got to repair and rethread. It's not that bad to get to. You take off this intake piping, and I move all my hoses out of the way, and this opens up a lot of room, and you can get to it pretty easy. But like I said, with the exception of that one and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, well, the ones in the front, you're gonna get to them so easy. It's no problem. But this motor is long, and you pretty much got to be Gumby to change those rear plugs. And I know a lot of people that don't change them. They'll change the first 8 and won't even try to attempt to change those back ones. But you can't do the job right just half-assing it. You can't do that. You got to change them all when you do change them. All right, guys, I went on enough about this. Like I said, spend the money. Don't cheap out. Make sure you're getting quality parts, and this thing will last you a long time. Like I said, this is the 13 years. This is the only plug I've had blow out on me with this 2-valve modular V10 motor. So, I mean, I knew it was gonna happen. I mean, another one might happen 5 years later. It might get another one to blow out. Who knows? But I've got them torqued to 25 foot-pounds, and that was some of the issue back when Ford came out with that update for maintenance for these, is that they weren't putting enough torque on the plugs, and they were just, and plus, like I say, without anti-seize, and the plugs stick to the threads and they come out with the plug. That was the problem. But it's shallow. I haven't taken the time to take this engine out and actually rethread each head on here and put more thread counts in them. But like I said, hopefully the next time this happens, the motor will be out, and I'm gonna be putting another motor in here I'm not going to tell you what kind of motor yet, but it's going to be different. But anyway, enough about that. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it's informative. Hope it helps somebody out. These things are kind of becoming ancient history right now. You really don't see a lot of these V10 trucks on the road. But hey, if you got one, I hope I helped you out and you learned something. Anyway, YouTube, peace, like, subscribe. Have a great rest of your Sunday.
In this life of mine, I think about my time, how much is left. The work can change in the drop of a dime. I directed the max coming, still stroking mine. I command the city line, say my name, Magnus Prime.